right. Welcome to another stream. Welcome to another artwork. I hope everybody's doing well this Tuesday. Hope everybody had a good Monday and a weekend and all that razzmatazz. I hope everybody is doing well. We're doing another one. Another day. First of the week. Next one will be Thursday. And this one's just a little bit more planned than the last one, but still mostly unplanned. Like the artwork I'm gonna do, I should say. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Let me put on the Discord that I'm streaming. I'm gonna be like, streaming now. Woo! Okay, there we go. We're here in Blender 3.12. And we're gonna spend about 2 to 3 hours making an artwork, and making something usable. In those 2 to 3 hours, I definitely use pre-made objects. I used to build them out, but that makes my streams really long. I have some pre-made stuff all over the place. My main concern in these streams now is making something that looks cool or nice into my aesthetic, which is usually very bright saturated colors with gradients. That's my favorite. There's this fog that I use, or this depth of field fog that I use, that I perfected off stream, and I'll be using here. And I think that's what really adds the je ne sais quoi to the whole thing. So, you know, we'll be working on that. I'm also going to be using this software called Quixel, and Quixel is, I think it's free. I'm pretty sure it's free, or I'm on a 30-day trial. But basically, Quixel works with like Unreal Engine, and you can get like these free scans, these mega scans, and materials from here that you can use, and it even has a Blender exporter, which is pretty amazing. So that's what I'm going to be using. When you transfer over the materials, though, they're not like set up correctly, which is fine. I'm just glad it sets up most of it. But yeah, I'll be showing how that's going to get fixed in this. So yeah. All right, I think we're gonna chill out, but let's see if we can get this under 3 hours, huh? I want to finish at 3 hours. We'll be wrapping up 3 hours. That's my goal. It's always my goal. Anything above 3 hours, it starts to get tiring. So, okay. Let me check the time. Check the stuff here. Check the stream. All good. I think we're ready to go. Alright, so let's put this on full screen for right now, just so it takes up all of the screen. Well, what I'm going to do is lower the music on my end. Also, I don't know if you can hear the noise suppress. I'm going to put that on there. There you go. Yeah, hopefully I have a fan on. I think the wind is hitting it, but I put a suppressor on it, so it should be working fine. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is, I think I already set this up like a smart person should. I set up the, size, which is 1080 by 1350. We're doing it 60 frames a second. We'll do 300 frames. Our 600 is what I usually do, actually. We'll have the scene here. We'll put it into rendered view. It is dark. Let's get a little closer here. Let's see what this looks like here. Let's put in a sun, and we'll call this sun, and we'll change it to a sun. We'll rotate it so we can see it. Let's put, instead of a cube, let's see something with some looks, something that has a view. So let's put on our monkey. We'll do shade smooth. We'll put in a subsurface division. We'll also lower the sun so it's just bright enough. Now we got something that is not killing our eyes. So let's rotate the sun a little bit. Give it some look here. There you go. Very fun. I always do this a little later, but let me just do it now. I'm gonna set the background right now to be a certain color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import my fog now, but I'm gonna turn off the fog and just have a background and work with like a background color. So I'm gonna go to my assets. Always have a folder filled with assets, guys. It's super importante. Blender materials. We got the fog, world, fog. Okay. We will go into the world settings here. Hit use nodes. Oh no, change this and change it to fog. There we go. We already changed it to the look, but we don't want that. This is a spoiler. So let's go to the world setting here. Take this off. And for right now, what we're gonna do is we'll just put in the background on the surface there. We'll flip this. We'll add in a separate color. Let's do a fun color here. Oh yeah, let's do the separation thing. I think that's important. So let's actually do that. Alright, so now our background is no longer affecting our foreground. It seems to be overly bright here. So let me fix that. Yeah, that's why. Let's put this to 1. There we go. I actually have it set up. This is kind of interesting. I have it set up so it actually is colorful from the middle out instead of doing like a gradient from the top to the bottom. That's just because I have this radial here, but I could definitely set up a gradient. Let me put this up here. Put generated on here. We'll put linear here, and I guess we could switch between these. Let me put this 0 here. Okay, and then I'll set the color here. Okay, so now we have the gradient going from, it looks like from right to left. So we're gonna rotate this on the Y. We'll do this about 90 degrees, and we'll lower it on the X. Now you can see the gradient happening there, which is pretty nice. I always wonder if using factor or color is a little different, so we'll go to factor. Let's see. I don't think it's any different. Cool. So we got a gradient background. Instead of doing pink, let me lower this a little more. Also, let me add in a math node here. What this is gonna do is gonna cut this in half so I can see it a little better here. Oops. Let's do it here. D for divide. You know, we can soften it up there so we can see both colors. It kind of grows gray in the middle. Let's see if we change it to HSL, if that does anything for us, or if we do HSL or HSV. I just learned about these. Let's do HSL, and then instead of near, we'll do far. That's interesting. And then clockwise, and then counterclockwise. You know, it really adds it a different look. This is the way just the colors kind of like is interpolated through the color wheel, and it's something I never play with, but I think I will, because like I said, if we just put RGB, it kind of gets like gray in the middle. Obviously, we could put a color here in the middle, and we could saturate this up or whatever, and then kind of fix that issue, kind of force the thing there. If we switch to HSL, far, we get like a whole rainbow, clockwise, counterclockwise. Actually, once I add in that middle one, it really doesn't change much, which is pretty interesting. So basically, I added one in the middle, and I just boosted up the saturation. Maybe not too much like that. Maybe it should just be like, you know, soft. And then we could always change the color, but it really changes the entire look of the whole thing here. Oh, let me change it to RGB. Now let's change the color. There it is. you know, there's still some gray parts that happen, but you know, and that's how we can kind of control kind of what's going on there, kind of direct that, you know, which is kind of cool, you know. It also see like it makes another gray piece here, so like if we added one more, it'll add it there, and we could saturate that, right? And then it just starts becoming a rainbow, right? Like if we added one more, or hold on, let me add it from here. You know, and maybe there's too many colors here, right? Like maybe this should just be like a little green. This is instead of this being red, something that makes more sense would be like, you know, something to play around with. When it comes to colors, I'm gonna erase all of the extra ones here. Just leave it like that. Kind of keep it simple. Cool. So I'm glad I'm setting this up first. This makes it much easier. So we set that up, and then we're going to put in a color, and then we're gonna do a hue and saturation, and then we're also gonna do a let's do a gamma, right? So now I'm just playing with the background. So with this, you know, I could change the saturation of the colors. We could change the gamma, how bright it is. Maybe not gamma. Maybe it should be brightness and contrast. Yeah, and you can definitely just play with these colors, you know, have a little fun here. It definitely starts adding like some interesting colors here. I'm gonna switch them from the colors I have now. The reason I'm doing this is because I always work with like that cotton candy color, like the light blue and the pink and stuff. Let's work with like earth colors, which is like blue sky, green. So blue at the top, near purple, and then green at the bottom. So we shifted it over there. This is mostly just for people going by. Sometimes people coming into the stream, they see a gray looking software and a gray everything, and they don't like it. So yeah, this stuff is definitely going to change later. I have the fog all set up here, ready to go. Look at this fog. It's going to happen, but we're not going to do it right now. Oops. Let me select all this. Put this here. Yeah, and then we'll do this. Cool. Actually, let me see what it looks like if I did it with the circle like I was doing before. Let's do the circle. Let's take this away. So the circle is interesting, right? Like, maybe I need my own divide here. Hold on. So let me put a divide. Let's put the color in there. Alright, now we can just switch this divide. So if we switch it to the circle, you can see that it's supposed to come in from the middle, and I think it's because you can't even tell. It's fine. We're going a little far here. Let's just go back to the gradient. This is what it looks like, you know, outside, right? Like it just looks like a fun time. Okay, so let's go. Let's keep going. Let's go. Let's get our camera and let's get some of our composition layers, or our normal stuff here. Let's do composition guides. Let's do our thirds and our center, so we know where all that is. So I can see my rule of thirds, my centerpiece, my middle point, all that stuff. So it's important to me to make this. I'm doing this ratio because it fits best on Instagram. So, and it's a fun ratio to work with. It's not like super thin, like a 16:9 or 9:16, I should say, up and down. It's like nice and big and stuff. So, all right. So now we're gonna switch over to Quixel and see if we could throw in some models in here that will be cool to use. I don't want to spend a lot of time in here. So here's like the Quixel bridge is what I'm using. You can get like an Epic account, and I think sign up for free and use this. So I'm gonna go into, you know, the collections, and I'm gonna look for something urban. So let's go to environments. Let's put in urban. So there's no matches were found. Oh, it's because there's no collections or something. We got flowers. These are all the collections and stuff. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do environments, urban. There we go. All right. So in the environment, we're doing urban. We're gonna look through. Let's go to. I like this unfinished building and rubble. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing, so we're just gonna throw in assets that I think look cool, and then figure out what we're trying to do at the end of the day. But once again, I'm using Quixel Bridge to get these assets. They're free. I think you can get an Epic account and do it that way. So something to think about. So I'm gonna go to unfinished building. It shows you like this whole thing here, but like you know, these are just like cylinders. They don't give you those cylinders. Oh, they do. They give you the cylinders. I'm gonna throw in those cylinders. Maybe I'll throw in these stairs. Maybe we'll do something with some stairs going up, and it's like all cool and stuff. A lot of like concrete materials. Like I said, when you transfer this over from here to Blender, it's not set up correctly. I've been doing some tests. I have to like literally reset things up, and it's not great. But I'm glad that it exports it. You know what? I'm not picky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just glad it they're thinking about Blender in some way, shape, or form. So let's throw in some pillars. So I'm gonna download the pillar. All right, there we go. We downloaded the pillar. We'll download this pillar. I like the, what is it? These ceiling beams. These ceiling beams are cool. And let's just build something with these seams here. There, we'll do this pile, this rubble on the ground. We got dusty stairs, dusty concrete stairs. These look the same, except one's like a little fatter. Let's do the steeper one. All right, we'll do that. And there's plenty of materials here that we will get to once we need them. So let's see, where's my library? Oh, there's meta-human. Maybe I'll do that in the next video, the next stream. Alright, so I got 9 mega scans in total. Here they are. They're downloading here. Got the materials here too. Alright, so let me get these pillars in here. So I clicked on the, I'm going to click on the first pillar. I'm going to do a 4K resolution. I don't think I need 8K because I'm going to tear this up anyway. And then I'm going to hit export, and it's going to try and export to Blender, and it did it successfully. So let's look at it from Blender. Let's take this off, and here's our pillar. And like I said, there's some material stuff we're gonna have to fix, and we'll do that at the end. I'm gonna make the fog. I'm gonna make this fog and camera, put it in its own collection called utility. This is where I put all my lights, empties, and you know, anything that doesn't need to be seen or is not seen in the scene, and lights. I should put the lights in there too. Okay, cool. So we have this concrete asset. Good stuff. I'm gonna highlight this one again. Oopsies. Alright, so then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna export this. So I have 2 different pillars. We'll hit export. It's gonna export to Blender. Export it successfully. Boom, and put it in there. And it even has the correct origin point, doesn't it? Good stuff. I'm gonna put the camera up since the camera right now is at the origin point. So I'm gonna just grab the camera, hit Z, bring it up here, and I'm gonna just separate these so we have these pillars. Okay, so we have the pillars in here. What else do we need? We need these beams. Let's do the stairs first. We'll do the stairs. We'll export it in, export into Blender. Beautiful. We got the stairs here that we can use. That could possibly be cool. They don't look as good, and like I said, it's because of the materials that are set up. They're not set up correctly. All right, so we got the stairs, and then what do we need? Let's do the concrete rubble pile. We'll do export. Okay, there's our pile, and then the last thing we'll do is just one of these beams. I don't think we need different ones. Let's see. This one has more detail. I like how these look, so let's do export for these, and boom, exported. Beautiful. So now we got the beams in here. So okay, we got some pieces to play with. Obviously we can try and get more here. Like, let me just set it up so it's set up Maybe industrial. Would industrial be good? It looks like they have like wood and like tables and props and stuff, which is kind of cool. I don't think I need props right now, but very interesting stuff. And we'll go back to urban. We'll scroll through this once we start figuring out what we want to do here. Okay, so in here, once I like imported the assets, there's like a few things. Excuse me, a few things I wanna set up here, and that is these materials. These materials are set up incorrectly. So let's go to the shader here. I'm gonna take away this asset browser. It's just taking up space, and we're going to maybe actually we'll make a 3D viewport, and we'll do something on the side so you can see it here. So it's like rendered 3 times here. So let's do that. Let's do rendered. We got the way what our camera view is. We'll hit there. We'll go. Don't show the header. There you go. We'll do shift home or the home. That'll bring it up there. We'll do the same thing here. We won't show the header. There it is. Okay. So these materials, they look okay, but they're not set up correctly. I've said that 1,000 times. So let me make a lot of these invisible. And let's do one by one. Let's work on the pillars first. Let's look at this pillar. Let's look at it from like a close-up angle here. This could be like a close-up. We can see it from afar. Let's go to the object settings. And let's look at this material. See, so when this material was imported from Quixel, it made the normal map on the emission strength, and that just doesn't make any sense for it. Once again, super happy Quixel's free, super happy they have an exporter, but the material's wrong. Or maybe it's for a different purpose. I'm not going to say it's wrong. I'll just say it's for a different purpose. But we have a normal map here. And normally what you attach a normal map to is the normal selection here. Like, that's what this normal is for, right? So that's what we're doing here. Normal map. So let's fix the normal map first. So first thing we'll do is, instead of using a normal map, putting in the color, non-color data, let's just attach this normal map onto the normal and see what this does for us. And that probably fixes the issue here, right? Like, it looks like something's happening. It looks way better. You can put the strength up, make it look ugly, but you know, very very subtle stuff. What I always wondered is, what's the difference between the normal map, right, and then the bump map, right? So if we put the bump map, put that into height, because if I look at this, let's look at this normal map. I think I know what the difference is. Never mind. Let's go to image editor. And let's look at the normal. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'll just explain it. Basically, when you use a bump map, you're using a black and white image, and that's why this is like this gray color. And then a normal map, it's looking at like the purples and all that stuff. You put non-color data, put it in there, and that's what you use a normal map. So this is the correct way of doing it, because if you do it like this way, this doesn't look correct. Let me make sure. Yeah, see, that definitely doesn't look correct in any way. I wonder what happens here. Like, let's put the strength down. Yeah, this is just giving it a weird look. It even has like a shine to it. Anyway, so this is the correct way. This normal map goes into the normal slot, not the emission slot. That should fix that issue. So there we go, we got that fixed. Okay, and then we got the roughness, right? And the roughness, I don't know if it should go here. It should probably go in the roughness slot, right? So we'll put that into the roughness slot instead of the specular. Let's see what that does for us. There's still this weird shine on it, right? Is that like the specular? Is that, no, it's not the specular. It would be the roughness, right? If we don't do any roughness at all, no roughness map. Yeah, it's this clear coat, isn't it? Okay, so we definitely don't need this clear coat. We'll put this into the rough map, and now this should work. There we go. And if we wanted to adjust this rough map, we would put a color ramp on here, and we can always fix that, right? Like we can make it more intense. And actually, it doesn't look like it's doing anything. Let's see what a rough map looks like. Let's open up a window here. Image editor. What is this called? This is called BRVA 4K roughness. Okay. BRVA 4K roughness. Actually, it's just white. Are all the roughnesses this way? I guess it's all rough. So this is kind of like a pointless image that's being put into here, unless there's an issue going on, and I'm not entirely sure. All the roughnesses are just white. So that's interesting. See, that's good to know too. So when I import the Quexel or whatever, so yeah, so there it is. This roughness is just white. It literally has no effect on it whatsoever. You can barely see it right here. Let's see if I can zoom up on it. You can see the roughness here go on and off, but it's literally not doing anything. And I wonder why. Let's see, maybe it's linear data. No, this is just nothing. sRGB. Interesting. So we'll put it back to non-color data. We'll erase the color ramp. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll hit M. Maybe we'll just disable it for now and control the roughness out here. Because it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. You think it would have some sort of roughness. Alright, and then we got the color, right? And this is pretty self-explanatory. We could put in a color ramp here. You know, make it black and white and stuff, but that's not what we want to do. But instead of a color ramp, actually, we could do like a brightness and contrast. And we can definitely just mess with how like intense this looks. Obviously, you wouldn't do this in like a realistic render. But since I'm not doing a realistic render, I don't care. So we're just gonna mess with that. I like how disgusting it looks when it's super bright. But we'll disable this for now. We'll disable this. And we will use a color ramp. Because if we use like a color ramp, right? And instead of black and white, we choose like some fun colors. Like what if we did like, you know, purple. purple and blue, you know. We can make this look pretty intense. Put in a hue saturation here at the end. And then boost up the saturation. Or the value. Right. So the saturation value. And we can make it look start looking a little cartoony and stuff. So I think it's pretty cool. So there you go. That's kind of like a brief walkthrough about like transferring those materials over from Quixel over to Blender. So now that I did one, I'm gonna do the rest of them pretty quickly so we can just plow through this. Okay, here we go. So right now we'll disable this. We'll keep it the same. Let's put our brightness of our sun a little brighter. Let's really look at it here. Good stuff. Let's do the next one. The next one is a pile of dirt. As we saw, the roughness, it's not doing anything for us. I may have to like fix that. Maybe we'll fix it with like this stuff here, the albedo. Okay, cool. And then we just have to put in our normal here. There it is. And that should makes it a little bit more fixed. Look, see, and it has like this super shine. It's that clear coat that's happening, and now we're good. You know, and then the roughness or whatever, that's not doing anything. It's crazy that the roughness is just white. Like, it's crazy. We could put the specular down, whatever, doesn't matter. Some weird like base settings that this thing has. It's kind of crazy. Okay, cool. So that's set up. Let's see the next one. Here's the steps. Super shiny. Take off the rough. Take off the specular. Take off the clear coat. Put this on the normal map. There we go. That fixes that one as well. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna fix or play around with this, because you could probably use like a color ramp. Put the albedo on there, and then put that as the roughness, and see what that does for you. Let's see. No, maybe a little bit. I don't know. It's like super subtle. Honestly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But you can do that. That is something you can do. Let's do the next one. These are R beams or A beam. I see. Same thing. We'll take off the clear coat. We'll take off this. We'll put this in the normal. We'll look at it up close. You see it. It's working out. All right. Same thing. We'll do the last one, which is my last pillar. Same thing. Take that off. Take the clear coat off. Put this into normal. Call it a day. Okay. So I'm gonna save. I forgot to make a project file for this. So let me just do it real quick. Put it save. We're gonna save here, and we'll call this, live stream. We'll say Quixel because I'll know that that's what I use here. Oh my god. Live stream Quixel. What's today's date? The 5th, 17, 2022. Okay, we're all saved up. And let's start now. Let's start that there. Let's start actually compositing some sort of a cool looking scene with these objects we have. The first one I'm going to use is, I'm going to name these. I'm going to rename these. I'm going to call these stairs. .000. And that's so we can redo it. Ferd, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day today. Hopefully your weekend was good. All right, let's rotate this on the Z90, -90. So we have some stairs. Maybe we could do a cool stair thing. So let's make sure that there's no rotation on our camera. Yep, 90, 0, 0. We're at 0 on the X. We have the thing. It's kind of interesting. It looks like it's still tilted a little to the left. And I wonder if that has anything to do with the asset. It is. The asset is tilted. Isn't that funny? I wonder if we can use a modifier like a simple deform. Oops, that's not the one I meant. Simple deform. And oh, this is fun. We can rotate the stairs. Maybe we'll make a trippy looking thing. But we could bend it maybe on the Z. Oh my god, look at that. We could bend these stairs. Make one of those like those illusion images. We got taper. That looks ridiculous. And then stretch. I thought there was like a shear transform. Is there a transform for shearing? Let's see, displays, hook. mesh the form. I'll probably be using a lattice would probably be the best, easiest way to do this. Shrink wrap, simple deform, soothe. Warp, would warp be? Nope. I know what that one does. Okay. Alright, so we're just gonna have to deal with the stairs being a little bit, or do we? Let's see. Let's see if we could just edit it ourselves in the edit. I'm always hesitant to touch this stuff. I have shear here. Let's see if I can shear it. And I want to shear it from the 3D cursor because that's where it's at. There it is. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. And I'm just eyeballing this. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Okay, I fixed it. I fixed a model that came from the Unreal Quixel. There it is. Now it's straight. It was a little tilted before. It was kind of funny. Because you expect them to be perfect. Okay, and it's also not completely centered. And also, I don't know. It is a scan, so obviously it's not like perfect or anything. So, okay, so we fix our stairs. And let's see if we can actually center this a little better here. Alright, so I centered it to the center of the entire object. I'm going to move the 3D cursor manually now. Let's move that. And we're going to zero it on the both the Y and that. Then we're going to click on the object, set origin to 3D cursor, and now we should have it perfectly centered. I'm so particular. That was a waste. It moved like a micro-centimeter in there. But it's centered now, and I know it. I think it's centered. It's close enough. It's close enough. Okay, cool. So let's see if we can make some stairs going upwards. We can probably use an array on this. And instead of moving forward, we'll move it. Oops. We'll move it back. Oh, I guess back. Hold on. Let me apply some stuff here. Let me apply some stuff. Apply all transforms. There we go. Now we're gonna do the array. And instead of that way, we'll do it one on the Y and then one on the Z. Honestly, we probably should do it a little less. Let me see it from maybe the front. No, the above. Let's get it right there. Let's not waste any. Oh, I guess it's fine above. What's not fine is the Z. So let's lower it. Let's do it from the Y, or this angle here. We'll do it right there. Oh, it's so small. There it is. Okay. Now I think we're doing some good stuff here. Like I said, it still looks like it's tilting to the right, or to the left, I should say. But that's fine. Let's see. It is kind of weird. Like if I still shear it, would anything affect it? Let's see. Oh, I could do it from here. There you go. Alright. Okay. I think that's pretty cool. We can make it real steep here. We'll do it on the X. It could be a bunch of stairs going off into the distance. Maybe it goes up into that. How high is this? This is 5 meters. This is about 15 feet high. So these are some very low inclination steps. They're also like spikes. So maybe we'll reset it so they're just stairs again. We'll take off one of these. Take off 2 of these. Maybe it just goes 2 up. Okay, cool. So we added in our stairs. Let's add in let's add in some pillars. All right. So for these pillars, we'll also do an array, and we'll do them on the Y. Oh, also I gotta apply all transformations. We'll do it on the Y. We'll move this out here, and we'll just duplicate them, and maybe make them bigger. Maybe separate them a bit more. Alright, another thing I want to do is play with this camera. Maybe 120 is a little big. Let's do 50. And let's get the camera in close. Alright, so let's bring these back now. Maybe less. No, let's do 5. Alright. I'll hit Alt D, move it to the left. And I'm going to line them up so it fits. Luckily I have these guides here, so I'll just eyeball it. We'll line them up right at that line. In the same way. You know? Maybe we don't need 2 stacks of stairs. We could just do 1. Right? Alright. Cool. So let's alright, so let me call this pillar PILAR .000. We'll name the same thing this. There it is. Copy. We'll also name the meshes. Is there an add-on where it renames the mesh stuff as well? I would like the mesh names to match the object names. I actually don't see a reason why it shouldn't match until you want to change it yourself, but that's just me. Because then your project is just filled with a bunch of like objects that are like mesh 001 and all that other stuff. I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know, maybe I'm being a little much here. Alright, I have a second pillar here. And it's because these all look the same, so if we look up real close you can see that they all repeat. So we can rotate this as they iterate, right? But we'll have to do an object offset. So that's what we'll have to do. Alright, so we'll keep this one invisible still. I'm gonna create an empty, and this is what we're gonna attach to. We're gonna do a cube empty. Nope, let's do it doesn't matter. I just like to pick different empties. So we'll do a sphere empty. We'll put this into the utilities, and we'll do this pillar array control .000. Okay. So we got the pillar array, and we're gonna attach this array instead of relative offset. We will do object offset, and we'll do pillar array controller. For some reason the scale is incorrect, So let me do all transformate. Oops. Cannot apply multi-user, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so because this is duplicated, we're going to have to erase this here. Erase that. Then we'll do all transforms. Okay, now we can control this pillar. But if I rotate it, it's going to be rotating around. Oh no, I can't. Can I rotate it on the active element? Interesting. Oh, maybe I'll have to apply it. So let's go back to what we had before. I'm sorry. We'll fix that. We'll fix that later. We'll rotate them manually. All right. So let's keep going. We'll keep this pillar here, and we'll call it, pillar 000 to rename to pillar. What is this pillar? Oh, I see. Pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3. Okay. So, okay, cool. So we got this pillar, blah, blah, blah. We will make that invisible. And then we'll add in, what is that? A beam. Okay, we'll add in the ground. And then we'll see about scaling this up. So let's apply scales. And possibly get another object and figure out what we could put up there. Because this is just a mound. But it kind of looks cool. Alright, so we'll rotate it. So we got kind of a bigger angle here. We'll position it for the camera. Kind of like this place is like all run down or whatever. There we go. Alright, so let's look at our camera here. Probably going to put something in the center. Everything going in there. Ugh. So that's looking pretty cool. Already fun. Our background's super colorful, but that's what we're going to, at the end, we're going to add in all that juicy grease monkey coloring that we always do. And yeah, we'll keep it going here. Okay, so we got all that. Let's see. Now let's go back to Quixel to figure out if there's any other objects that we can use that would be interesting. We're in urban right now, but maybe we could find a prop that's interesting looking. We can make it our centerpiece, or we can bring one up from one of my previous projects. And I usually do that in a panic when I want the stream to go faster. We could put garbage. We could put literal trash bags as the centerpiece. Colorful trash. Just garbage. I mean, that sounds like a good idea to me. So, good idea till proven otherwise, guys. We got a pile of chains. There's so many scans. They're so good. We could obviously add some greenery around different places, which would be interesting. A lot of different materials and textures and stuff. I love this stuff. All right, let's see if we could just go to do props. So instead of environment, we'll do. Is there like a prop section? Would it be essentials? Alright, let's go back to home. Let's do 3D asset. And then we'll look through it this way. This street lamp is pretty cool. Maybe we could change it to look cool. I think it's a lamp. It looks like a space thing. I'm like, let's just click on that. What is this? Oh, it just brings me to this. A rusty bulkhead light. I like it. I like it a lot. That could be a cool thing. This could be like a chamber. A chamber that's holding in something. We make this, that middle part see-through. It'll look gorgeous. We'll make the parking meter the center of all life. Pay your meters. Alright, so we got garbage. We can make it a fire hydrant. We could be real meta, like water. Water is the one. It could be a cone, a traffic cone. That's cool. That's hip. I'm gonna go with my first instinct, which is that bulkhead light. Because I see a lot of beams and a lot of good. There's a lot of good stuff here. But let's see that bulkhead light. Alright, let's download that. And we'll probably change the materials for some of it. Because I think it looks cool. Alright, let's download it. It's downloading. Blender Monkey Art Entity, how's it going? We're exporting this. Alright, let's see where this thing is. There it is. Alright, and now let's bring it up and we can make it oversized. Alright, we're definitely gonna change the material for the inside. So yeah, like I said, when you this is sick art. Thank you. It's not even done yet, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Alright, so remember when you export things from Quixel, the materials are wrong. Let's see if this roughness is just white. I wonder if there's like an issue with this roughness. So let's open up a different let's open up the thing. Let's open up the thing. This one's white as well. What is wrong with the roughness? We're gonna have to fake that roughness. I don't know if that's an issue with Quixel or any of that. So we're gonna take this off. We're gonna disable it by hitting M for mute. We're gonna take off the clear coat. We're gonna put this on the right normal map here. There it is. Good, good, good. And then we'll change the inside material later. But I'm gonna do a quick color ramp onto the color and then put that in the roughness. See if it'll add some good detail onto this. It does, kinda. Like, it could be better. Maybe something like really super light like that. So it actually looks like it's doing something here. Sometimes adding in a second color and putting in like putting the reverse, right? So you put the middle here. I'm gonna look at the light here. And you can kind of control exactly what's shiny. That could work. I think it was fine before. I'm overdoing it, as always. We can always fix it later too. There it is. We'll put it really light. There it is. Just super subtle. Alright, and then we can put the specular up stronger or not, so that's good. We'll put it up high. And we'll keep it going. Yo, these assets from Quixel, they're helping me out. I hope they make this stream. Alright, so if I had to change the color of this... Oh, it's gonna be a freaking hassle, but I could do it. could I just select that piece? Nope, it's all one piece. As a scan should be, but I'll probably have to figure out how to make this see-through to make it glow or something. So let's set up the piece for right now. Let's bring it in. You know, maybe it's like a pill shape. And then maybe it's... Would it be cool if it was like tilted, a little off kilter, a little intrigue? Should it face a different way? Should it look? Should it look around? Shing, 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 shing. It looks so funny. It's like looking at things like. All right. Maybe we can put it a little off kilter and put it up a little bit here. So that's good. All right. So that's looking cool. Let's put this. Let's call this main prop main 0, just so I know what it is. And we'll keep going. We haven't even added all the fun colors yet. This all looks drab and gray. It's gonna look way better at the end. Okay, so we got that. It's standing there. It's looking cool. It's looking fun. We're doing it. So let's figure out what to do with the top half here, which I think is what I'm gonna do with these this pillar here. What is this called? We're gonna call it beam. Beam dot 000. We already fixed the material for it, correct? Correct. So let's bring this up. And should this beam just be, you know, like with these pillars? Let's look at it from the top. Let's move it upwards. There we go. And then let's make it as big as the beams. So it'd be something like this. And we'll bring this upwards. Maybe even bigger. Do you know what you want it to be at the end? So if you look at my other artworks, art entity, right now, I just know I'm working with, so if I look at the camera, I have my guides here, right? So I have it's broken up into thirds, and I also have the center lines for the middle vertical and the middle horizontal. So when I'm making an artwork, I usually pick, am I going to do a centerpiece where the center is going to be the most important thing, or am I going to do a thing where I choose this cross section here and this cross section here, or this cross section here and this cross section here? It's kind of like the center. So I either pick the center, or I do one of these diagonal things is usually what I do, or I put something at the top and something at the top and bottom. Yeah, I usually don't do two bottoms or two tops. It's usually top left, bottom right, and that's where I put the interesting stuff. Right now this is going to be a centerpiece, so I don't know exactly what it's going to be at the end. Like, I don't have like this is a fallen angel that was captured in like you know, a capsule and she's underground or whatever. But generally when I make stuff, it's going to be like, there's this very important thing, and that important thing is here, and I usually like to add little people into it because I like the scale of it. So it's probably going to be like tiny little people, or, you know, looking at a thing. It's always like what I do in my art, and I don't do this on purpose, is always a sense of like mystery. I don't have a full story for things, but I have a full story of like something very grand, right? Something very large and in charge is part of the piece. So for this particular art piece, I watched this anime called Trigun, and in that anime, there's like they keep like they have like power sources, and the power sources are like angels that are like trapped inside of containers. So that's what I'm thinking right now. That's where, like, I guess, and I'm only saying, and I only know that now because I'm talking about it, but I was doing that subconsciously. So yeah, this is probably going to be something where something's inside of here, and it's an entity of some sort, and this is like a lair or a dungeon where it's being kept. Maybe it's evil, maybe it's not. So I don't have all the details worked out, but I have general details out. So when I work with this stuff, I'm usually, oops, I'm usually thinking about shapes and positioning and composition more than I am for anything else. Like for me, the story's always going to be when I do these, specifically these live streams. Specifically these live streams, it is just me figuring out composition and shapes. But when I make stuff without thinking about it, I end up leaning towards my inspirations and stuff like that. So that's, hopefully that answers your question. My long-winded question there. All right, so let's figure out, oh my god, this is getting crazy. So let's figure out if I can get, oopsies, let me get out of this. There you go. All right, I'm gonna put the origin at the bottom here. So when I scale it up, it scales from the bottom. I just want it to be, this to be as big as the top here. There we go. Let me look at it in solid view. Okay, that's what I need to see. Sometimes seeing it in rendered view, not good. All right, there we go. So we got it making sense here. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I could use the same utility. The where is it? Oh no, I'll just use the same type of array. So it's like what, 0.3 or 3 or whatever. So I'm gonna put an array on this. We'll put 0. We'll also make sure to do all transforms. Okay, and then we'll do the Y, and then we'll line it up. All right, and then this is where we can start directing some stuff here, because it obviously doesn't look great right now. So we're gonna add this there. All right, let's add them all the way to the back. All right, so I'm just go to the back and see if I can make it match up here a little better. There you go. They're all a little off, but I don't think it matters too much. It adds in a cool little lighting thing, which is kind of neat. I think it's neat, but let's see, does it cut the top? Yes. So I'm probably gonna need to make this just a little taller, just a little bit taller. So let's bring this a little up right there, and then we're going to size these puppies up. We're gonna do it in our camera view. So actually, not the camera view. I'm gonna size it up so it touches. Let me look at it from the side. Size it up so it touches. There we go. Same thing here. Or no, I'll just delete this. Alt D, and I'll line them up again here. There we go. So I don't have to think about that too much. And then I'm going to fix these pillars because they are off by a little bit here. So I'll look at it from the side. Let's do a T. Figure out if I can even get this to match up correctly. Oh, I can. There you go. There. There. Okay. So then now, I like this interesting lighting that we're getting. It's coming obviously from just one light source, it's the sun. But let's bring this. So maybe it gets the actual lighting. That would be neat. So we're going to move it here. We're going to move it closer instead of further. So it just gets the light from the top there. Or I can leave it where it is. Could I just move the light? Let's see. I kind of like where it's at right now. Let's see my guides here. Yeah, my guides are good. Okay. So we're getting the guides. The guides are pretty good. We're gonna have to rotate a lot of these separately, manually, because they repeat and I can tell and I don't like it. So the lights are pretty cool. I'm gonna put in I'm gonna call this sun. And I'm gonna put it in its own collection called lights, just so I can keep track of all this. All right. All right. So we're going good here. Now, what I could start doing, getting these pieces here. I'm gonna take a couple sips of coffee here, figure out where I'm at. Alright, I love the pillar look. I think the pillars, I love the lines, and I like that the eye just leads all the way to the center, which is what I'm going for. Let me play with a couple things before I add the fog. The fog is really going to bring it to life with all the colors. But I just want to see if I add in some area lights, if that, helps me out at all. So here's like an area light that's like right from above. We're faking it. It doesn't matter. It's not realistic. I don't care. I'm making art. We could change it to a different color. I think it's gonna look better once I set up the material for the interior of this light here. So that's what I'm going to do. I just need to stop playing around so much. But this is so much fun. Like, we could do some lights. We can make this super bright. Right. We can make it a bigger thing here. Ugh, it's not hitting it from the top here, so let's move it back. Let's see if we can aim the light at it. Like the light is coming. So it's pretty cool. We could make it pink or something. We could change it to a spotlight. Make it 1,000. Like if we have some spotlights hitting it. You could obviously diffuse it, make it super bright spot here. Which could be interesting. There's lots to play with here. I love it. I'm having a lot of fun on this one. We could change the size. Let's see. Make it super soft instead of harsh. Alright, so I'm getting distracted. What I'm doing is I'm getting really into the lighting, and we don't need to get into that right now. So let's go move this into lights and also disable it for now. And let's figure out, I think keeping the back like that is good. Maybe some foreground elements is what I need. So before we add fog, let's see if we can add in some foreground elements. Like what are that? Trash cans? Those trash cans look pretty cool. Like what? When I went to, what is this? I went to home. I went to environment. Went to urban. Alright. Let's see if there's some stuff I can put. Maybe I could put rocks in between the pillars. That would be interesting. I did unfinished building is what I clicked on. Yeah, so we got beams. We got materials. They're all good here. I guess these rocks would be good. Broken concrete slabs. So maybe we'll do that. Broken concrete slabs. Okay. So we'll add in a broken concrete slab and see if we can add in some foreground elements here. So we'll hit download. Alright, so we got this one. We'll hit export. Exports to Blender. Oh, so seamless. I love it. There's our concrete slab. It is incorrect once again, the material. So let's fix the material. Once again, I don't think the roughness is doing anything, so let's take off the roughness. Oh, this one's different. Interesting. Alright, let's actually look at this one real close. Alright, so the first thing that's always wrong is this clear coat doesn't need to be on. This normal needs to be on the actual normal. There it is. And then, I guess since this one's different, is the roughness really doing it? Let's see. Let's put this onto the roughness. Wow, it is. It actually is a roughness map. Great. So that one's on there. That's good. We can always fix that later. Alright. And then let's check out this AO stuff. Let's see what that's looking like. Alright. I mean, it makes it a little darker. I think having it fully on is good for right now. Until further notice. Good stuff. And then we can put the specular higher, lower. And then let's see. Do we need more crunchiness? Nah, just a little bit. Just that one. We'll leave it as is. Alright. So let's see if we can get this slab. Also, we will apply the transformations just to get it. Cursor to, oops. Let's do cursor to selected, and let's put the origin to the 3D cursor. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna hit Alt G, and we're gonna make this real big, and we're just gonna see if we can add in some intrigue here. We're gonna do this in this mode, just so I could see the shapes. You know, I just want to break up the bottom of the screen here, just a little bit, kind of like it's hard to get to. I'm gonna Alt D, just a link duplicate. We'll do it from a different angle where we don't see. And then maybe we'll make it bigger. Something like this, maybe. Maybe we'll rotate it. Maybe something more like. You know, we're just trying to see what's gonna work here. I'm just trying to break up that bottom half, and I think I want to break up some of this on the left. Maybe we'll see. I like that this is going like that. Okay. I think we're adding in enough intrigue. Like I said, the lights, it is just hitting like this part of the stairs here, which could be good. You know, if we change the lighting from the left, all sorts of lighting. Look at this gorgeousness. This is turning out pretty cool so far. All right, we'll leave the light as is. I'm gonna hit save. Ugh. And okay, I guess we could do it now. We can finally add the fog, my favorite part, and then we can continue working on what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll change the material of the glass, of what's inside of there, of the light bulb. Maybe add in some stuff on the back to make it seem like this is actually being propped up by something. Maybe adding some like cables or wires that are just like pipes coming out of it. There was an add-on that I was told about. Let's see, what was it called? Bagpipes? Blender? It's called Bagapie? Hold on, I'm looking up the modifier. I'm looking up an add-on. what's it called? It's called Bag a Pipe. Bag a Pipe add-on. Maybe I'll use this Bag a Pipe add-on. Is it free? Let's see. I'm looking. Sorry, guys. I know we're taking a little mini break here. Alright, I'm downloading the add-on, but we'll use it later to add in some more panache to it. There we go. And I don't know how to use it, so that's why I'm leaving it to last, just in case I have to bail on it. Alright, let's go back here. Yes, bag of pipes. Alright, there we go. I got the add-on. I'll add it in at the end, and then we'll see about adding it in this scene, see if it even works for this scene. Alright, cool. So we got it. We're here. What was I doing? Got the add-on. We're adding the fog. That's what we're doing. So let's go to the world. I already have it all set up. This part always takes a while when I'm streaming, so I did it offline. And it's all set up. Let's see what it looks like. And we'll have to tweak some settings for it to work. Boom, instant classic right there. I'm just kidding. It does need some work, but it definitely is my style. All right, so let's go to volumetrics and let's mess around with the start and the end. You know, we can add much less of it, you know, if we want it just to be a thing like that. But let's go back. And there's our transition. All right, there it is. Blue, purple. That's what I wanted. I wanted some multi-colors here. And then we can change the colors up here, or we can just change them here. These are freaking sweet. And then I have my fog controller that's here, and this kind of controls where the color starts and ends. So I'm gonna put it right where the thing is, so it's in the center of the color. So let's put it right. I'm more looking at the left side to see when it changes more than the right side here. There we go. All right, cool. Bam, instant goodness. I love it. The candy, it's so sweet. My eyes are getting cavities. All right, so we could change the colors there, but I'm not going to change them there. I'm going to keep them there. I'm going to change them here. Let's flip these colors. You know, that looks pretty cool. We can obviously desaturate that or bring down the vibrance of it, which is cool. Another thing, what's interesting, I may make the background a darker color, right? Because if we make it just dark, it could just be something sinister, you know? Like, it could be awesome. This is great. I'm glad I did this offline, so I didn't have to struggle with it. Alright, so I'm mostly gonna mess with the vibrance, right? If we put the vibrance of this one down, you know, we can make it dark instead, and then make the center more vibrant, right? Alright, let me go back all the way before we do anything. And I like how this looks, so I'm gonna save this, right? And then I'm gonna make a duplicate of this. So I'm gonna call this fog default, and I'm gonna duplicate this, and then, you know, we'll call it V1, just because, you know, when I start panicking by the end of this stream, I want to be able to know that I can get back to this look, because I think it looks already pretty cool. Like it It already cranked up the value, the volume. People are gonna start flocking to the stream now because of this color. I should just put it right in the beginning, right? But people love some saturation, some good old saturation. And you know, we love realism too. So let's. Okay, so we got our piece. It's looking pretty cool. If we add in the area lights, oh yeah, it could even look cooler. So we have area lights. You know, we could change the colors of it and stuff. Give it some good. I'm not going for realism. You know, we're just. Oh my god, that's so bright. You know, we can add in our own lights in here. Add in whatever colors. Really blend up these colors. Really make them look super sweet. I'm doing a mistake again where I'm diving into the colors, and when your next tutorial vid, I still don't know a lot about Blender. Our entity, my next tutorial, it's gonna be a bit. I do a lot of I have like a day job and I work a bit, but if you want to learn Blender, there's plenty of tutorials out there. I'm trying to learn how to make the newest art possible. When you say newest art, I'm not sure what you mean, but if you want to learn Blender, there's plenty of tutorials out there. There's like Blender Guru, you can watch Default Cube, you can watch Ducky 3D, you can watch like Ian Hubert, like you could watch. There's like so many people. I made a generative piece and it was really fun. Yeah, then definitely look up Default Cube. He makes a lot of stuff with GeoNodes for generative art and stuff like that. He's great. There's plenty of people out there. I'm not saying I don't want to make beginner tutorial videos, but every time I think about making one, I think about how there's so many that exist out there that are so good. But you should definitely check out those guys. When I make a video tutorial, I like it to be kind of very specific. I love putting the light right here, so it kind of like outlines the thing. It's pretty cool, like right there. Pretty rad. Newest art, as in like the news features they added and using them to make new stuff. Like I said, Default Cube, Ducky 3D, all those stuff. But I have a question for you, Art Entity. What is it about wanting to use the newest features to make art, right? Like, why not just make art with the abundance of features that we have now? And I'm not saying that we shouldn't try new features. I'm just saying, what is the appeal to using the newest and cutting edge features in Blender when Blender can make art? I mean, they've made plenty of movies of like with version 2.6 and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I usually stay on the stable version of Blender. I usually don't go into the cutting edge because those features is usually not something I'm like super aiming to get to and stuff. It is the popular thing to do on YouTube though, because it gets the clicks and it gets people to click on stuff. You say I want to use the newest features because if you are using old stuff, it's most likely already been done before. And for me, I like being unique and making never before seen art. Art Entity, that's not usually the newest art tech is the best. So one thing, a couple things, Art. So that Art Entity, that's not a very good I think thought process, because you can make like, it's like saying like, oh, I don't want to use a paintbrush because everybody uses a paintbrush to make art, so I want to make the newest unique art. I think you should just focus on making art, number one. Number two, the features that Blender is getting are features that have already existed in Cinema 4D, Maya, Houdini, like the geometry nodes. That's not a new thing. Houdini is basically since day one like geometry nodes. If not more, is actually more advanced and more high tech. So you're not, in a sense, you're not doing the newest, you're not using the newest features on Blender. It doesn't mean you're doing the newest artwork and stuff. And if you're not mastering a tool, you're just doing a similar thing that every beginner is going to use with that feature. You know what I mean? So I don't know, I would suggest to, like, you know, I would just suggest to try and master your tools than to do that. And Fred says there's also no guarantee that new stuff being added in Blender in beta will make it to the release. And you know, after everything I said, then yeah, what Fred said. But like I said, even then, these features added to Blender already most of the time already exists in other software, and the art is used all the time. So the aim shouldn't be to make art that's never before seen, right? Because that means that you're like trying to get some sort of like like external validation from people, you know, to be like unique and stuff, I guess. But in the music production, the newest tools and stuff are like always so much more better and powerful. So kind of put that thought process into 3D art. Look up Ducky 3D. He does VJ. Ducky 3D. Look up his YouTube channel. He does VJ stuff, and he uses not the cutting edge technology because Blender is already so good. Art entity, but Blender is not the leading edge in creating 3D art. What is the most powerful? Unity? So you shouldn't think about this stuff in like what's more powerful and stuff. Everything have its uses. For example, Blender is a 3D software that makes 3D art. Unity is a game engine that uses 3D stuff. So people who use Unity 3D are using another 3D program to get the 3D assets into the Unity. Two totally different things. If you're talking about the most powerful, I mean, like I said, it depends, right? Like if you want to do simulations, you would use Houdini, but the learning curve on Houdini is gigantic. If you want to do the best game, right, the most realistic game engine, you'd use Unreal, but that has a learning curve, and learning Unity is not a big deal. It's not bad. You know what I mean? It's not. You shouldn't be trying to get the most powerful, quote unquote, the most, you know, whatever. Just learn your tool. Like that's like asking like what is the most powerful paintbrush, and there's not a most powerful paintbrush. You just have to go and use the tools at your stuff. Like the art that I'm making, I'm using assets from like Unreal. I'm using techniques I've been using, mastering and honing in for years. You really have to master your stuff instead of being a beginner at every new feature. Do you know what I mean? And then you said, Ferd, if you're not doing music stuff, you can control animations with music via OSC. Apps are like shoes, fancy or not. The user still needs to know how to put the shoes on and walk. Exactly. So it's like I said, it's better to sit down and really master some tools than to hop from feature to feature, doing the obvious thing to do with that feature. Like every time you use a new feature, whatever you're doing is the obvious thing to do. That's why you do it the first or the second or the third thing. It's only when you start going in deeper and deeper that you get something what would be unique or creative and stuff. Like for this example, this fog, I hardly ever see, and I'm not saying I invented it because I did it. People using this color fog to color their scenes, but I only learned this after using this setup in a very different iterations of it over. And you can look at all my live streams for like a couple months. I've iterated on this type of fog for a long time, and it's something that's been in Blender forever. What so art for me, I don't know anything about music, so maybe Ferd will know. So but yeah, I definitely, I would say, you know, I know you're not necessarily asking for advice, but definitely shift a little bit of your perspective there, and just really hone in on making fun stuff with the tools that are available, because the tools that are available are amazing. Anyway, let me continue here. Okay, so I like that highlight. Nah, this scene is very unique, so I agree. But also you might not even know some new techniques that are out there. Just like I won't know the deep stuff of learning the long music. So yeah, so you're saying this scene is unique, but I'm using stuff that has been in Blender since 2.6. Like this stuff has been here since 2.6, and you're saying that I'm using unique. I'm also using assets from an Unreal Quixel store. Hundreds of thousands of people have used those assets. You know what? But I'm using them in a different way. And also, yeah, maybe there's a technique out there that I don't know. But that's not the point of like when you're making art, you have to do the best of your ability at what you're at right now. Always thinking like, oh, but I don't know these techniques and stuff. Nobody cares. Like, make what people care about is a nice looking artwork, and at the end of the day, like, the artwork is what's gonna speak, whether it's like whether you think it's unique or not. I have people who are like writing scripts who's like, oh, but it's like this movie and it's like that movie. And if you hinder yourself with that type of thought process, you will literally not create anything. You won't create anything. All right, let me change the material. And yeah, but thank you. I really love your perspective. Yeah, no problem. Please make art. Don't get caught up in the weeds of like trying to be unique. That's not how this works. Like I said, this scene is unique, but I don't think it's unique. This is actually very much... Greasebucket, could you give me the power for a moment? Yes. There you go. This scene is very much an inspiration from all the artwork that I grew up looking at, which is like 70s retro artwork, or like these scenes of... This is very derivative. You know what I mean? And I'm just doing it my own way. But I'm not. But if I thought like, oh, but I've already seen this, I can't do this, I wouldn't be streaming right now. I wouldn't be making this. I wouldn't have met you, Art. You have the power, Fred. All right, let me change the... I'm gonna isolate this real quick, and I'm going to add in a different material for this. Alright, so let's make a second material. I'm gonna just make a second one here. Alright, and then I'm going to just select this outside and see if I can figure out if I can get it all. There we go. Let's get this here. Let's see if we can get like way up close here. Oh, I was wondering. I was like, oh, you haven't done anything yet. I wonder why that is. I wonder if it just doesn't like clutter up the chat or something. Oh my god, this is gonna be a hassle. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to select all the faces here. So I can color this a little differently. That's it. Bow, bow. Alright, we're just selecting. We're using the C tool. It's basically a brush, and we're just getting up close. It's probably going to be quick and dirty here, just because it doesn't need to be a big deal. We can always clean it up later. Also, I don't know if Art's still here. I don't know if he left. But thank you for watching, and thank you for asking that question, and thank you for answering my question. I asked that because people... it's very common for people to say that. Like, they want to use the news features. They ask me why I'm not on, like, the beta version of Blender and all that other stuff. And it's just so interesting. Like I said, these features that Blender is getting, other softwares have had. You know, and I've used those other softwares. And if I wanted to be like that, right, I could just use those other softwares and be on the literal cutting edge using Houdini. Houdini has a learning version that you can get for free. That's like some like heavy duty software right there. But big learning curve though, big learning curve. And I would say Blender's even a big learning curve too. Yeah, yeah, or they're features you'll never use in your own stuff. I saw some art though on Instagram. It was in the Unity, but it was some insane water animation and flow, and it really inspired me, and that's why I want to learn all this. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, and I'm glad you're getting inspiration, and you could definitely do some water simulations for Blender though. I think Blender has. I haven't used the water simulation in Blender, the new Real Flow, but I hear it's pretty good. But the one on Unity is probably renders faster. Since Unity is a game software, a game engine, its whole thing is to do it in real time. While Blender is a 3D software and it doesn't necessarily have to be in real time, and thus can take a little longer. But that's pretty cool though. Yeah, there's some wicked nice procedural NPR shaders for water. Yeah, do you want to make was it realistic water or was it like a cartoon water? If you go check out the stuff on Blender NPR, non-photoreal. All right, I think I have everything that I have selected here. It's pretty much, oh, except this right here. It was realistic flow. It looked really good. Lightning Studio Boy does cool stuff. But yeah, check out the Blender has some simulations. Once again, Blender is just now upgrading their simulation stuff. Like it still needs some work. You know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna do it in Unity, what makes you want to get into Blender, right? Like what made you come over here into the Blender side of things? When you can learn Unity and you can do a bunch of like I guess game or even like graphical stuff in there. Okay, so I think I got everything. I got the whole thing. Blender, cause it's free. Unity's free too. I used to have cracked Cinema 4D, and Unity seems too gamer cause I care more about art and animation art piece. But I don't know. Art entity. Just always remember, Unity is not it's not a 3D software. It's a game engine. You make games on there or experiences or things like that. They're two different things. You don't model in Unity. You make models and game characters and environments. You technically make them in a 3D software. Unity does have assets that you can use, right? Like pre-made stuff or whatever. But when it comes down to like editing, like this type of nuance, that's done in Blender. So they're two different things. It's not like, oh, I'm either gonna choose Unity or Blender. It's like, no, you're using, they're two different things. Okay, so let me hit Control G, assign group, and I'm gonna name this glass, just so I know what it is. Okay, so now I'm going to assign this. So deselect, select, great, and we'll call this glass. All right, now let's start making out the material for this glass, right? So it needs two things. I want to keep some of this dirt and grime on it, which I think would be cool. But I also want it to glow. So let's go into our object settings. We're in glass. Here's our material. We got the principal shader. It's good. So let's first add. Let's add a glass material. I'm not gonna say too much on this because I'm just gonna be playing around and then I'll explain it afterwards. But we'll do shader, mix shader. We'll do glass. Okay. And then I'm going to add a color ramp because I'm going to use the color to see if I can add in the transparency. Let's see. Alright, cool. So it is like reflective and stuff, but it's not great. Let's reverse this. May have to fix those normals, but I don't hate it, but I don't love it. You know, it adds a little bit more like of a reflectiveness to it. So instead of glass, let's do transparency, and then we'll add in an illuminance onto it. All right, this is. All right, let me unisolate this. All right, you can't tell what's happening here, but let me put an emissions shader instead. All right, if we add the bloom, we can see, we can have it glow. Ah! It's always so bright. Alright, so I'm going to do a math note at the end of this so we can fix this. It's a little too harsh. So we'll do divide. Oh, I guess no math note is necessary. Maybe we can put B-spline. That'll help it. A little bit, no? Oh my god. There we go. This is kind of what I'm looking for. Like it's glowing. You know, we can make the glow whatever color. Feels red. You know, and that's just me wanting to keep this like look. But honestly, let's try something completely different here. Let's just make it. Oh, I forgot. I freaking forgot. We gotta put alpha hashed so that we can see through it. Right? So let's go back to glass. Let's isolate this. It's like something super red with like there we go. Screen displays reflections. Okay. See, yeah, we're just fiddling around with this material here so we can get it to work for what I need it for. Let's do transparent for a second. Oh no. Let me hit save. I thought it was about to crash. Take the saturation off. Alright, I think I can see the inside of this. So I'm going to test that by going into this and putting Suzanne's face. As usual, the monkey. Showering and getting dry for work. Burb. Sounds good, man. Okay, cool. I can see the entity in here. So let's add in a glow. And let's just change this into an emissions and see if that helps. It does. Cool. So I got my transparency going. think it looks pretty decent here. Let's play around with it now though. Cool. I can control the transparency, I guess it being white. I don't know if I like the dirt and grime. Maybe I should just make it maybe I should just make it shiny. So let's make it metallic. Put the specula, put the roughness. Something like that. You know, and honestly, what would it look like if it was just between that and like a glossy? So let's try that real quick. Might look better glossy just because it's further away. Honestly, I'm not even sure about this texture. Alright, so we can definitely see through it. If there's a texture, add too much to it. Let's see. Let me go in here. I think the texture may be too much. Like, what if we just did it like a normal shader? Should we add it? Oh, I know what we're gonna do. What if? What if? What if we had something dumb like a Veroni texture? Let's do color. We'll do 4D. This looks kind of silly. Huh. Let's see. What if we mix this with an emissions? I'm just trying to get this to stand out a little bit. Put that there, and let's try this. What's interesting is the amount of grain there is. Is there like a sample rate for this stuff? Is it like the transparency? No, there's a transparency here, right? Ambient inclusion, subsurface reflection, volumetrics. Performance, we'll do high quality normals. We'll save that. Ah, I thought there would be. Alright, let's make the monkey not colorful. Let's just make him dark. So we'll do like a silhouette type of thing. Okay, and then be like an entity kind of growing out. Okay. All right. Full transparency. All right, let me add in back this texture. Can't really see because the bloom kind of kills it. Let me see if I just stop working with this bloom for a second. All right, let me go back to a Veroni texture. Then I'll be able to see it a little better. Let's add a different color onto the color ramp. Let's do linear. Let's reverse these colors. This should be black, and then these whites. Add in one more black here, so we can really control what's happening here. Alright, can we add back the color? See if this helps at all. It does. So this is getting closer to what I was imagining. I don't know if it looks good now that I'm looking at it, but from a distance it could look pretty good. Maybe. boom. All right. Do a gammy here. All right. What are we at? 2 hours. All right. We should start not wrapping this up, but. All right. Let me do a render. What does this look like fully rendered? Hold on. Oh, there's a pole in the middle. That's hilarious. All right. There's still like a. It's very grainy. It's kind of interesting what's happening here. Is there a setting for that? Let's see. If I do 128, would that change it? Let's see. Let me do 64 and we'll compare. Yes, I guess the amount of samples is what's affecting that right now. Just kind of interesting. So, what's the highest samples on Eevee? Oh my god, a lot. Let's do 256. Alright, it clears it up a bit. I think it works for adding in some like material texture on there. And I like that I can see the reflections of that, and I can kind of look deeper into, you know, what's happening on in there. We'll add in an entity in there. Okay, I think since we're 2 hours in, we can move on here from figuring out what to do with that glass. I think it works for what it is. And we can start figuring out. Let's see. Let's see. What can we add that will help me with this scene here? I'm gonna go to my asset browser. Let's do that. I think I have a couple rocks I can throw in here that will look good. Go to asset browser. We'll go to user library. Nope. Materials. Oh yeah, texture haven models. That's what I want. So let's see. Maybe we can add in some of these rocks to look decent in here. Let's see. We'll throw in a rock here. See what that looks like. And we'll just shove it in the center here, kind of break up some of these harsh 90-degree angles that we can kind of get when we make this. This may not be good. This may not be a good idea, but we have to try it. There you go. All right. Let's duplicate this. Let's go further. Let's rotate it. We'll put them between every pillar, and they're all Alt D, so they're all kind of done there. Alt D. Rotate. No, we don't need to rotate it. We can probably do that. All right. Well, it's like just these two, and we'll just do it again. Alt D. There it is. You can kind of see them in the back there. We'll rotate them though. See, all the same rock, just kind of breaking up there. All right. This rock, I think, is a little too prominent there. Maybe it'll be good if it was just cutting into it just barely. Or maybe like this. There it is. It's a little better. Okay, cool. We're adding some razzmatazz onto this right here. Okay. I think we got one more. We'll add him to the back. Can you even see them? Probably not. Let's see. Yeah, maybe in the back they could be kind of big. You can barely even see them. Let's see if I can creep them up here. There it is. Okay, there. Okay. What was I gonna do? Oh, one more maybe in the back. So we'll Alt D this again. Just so we can break up that square in the back. And there we go. So all the same rock. Just a little rotated, a little different. Adding in some breaking up some stuff over here. Good stuff. And then we're gonna select all these rocks. And we're gonna put them in their own thing. We got all the rocks. We'll hit M. We'll do new collection rocks. All right, let's save this. And maybe we have these slabs here. What if we added some miniature versions of this rock here? So we'll just put them small here, rotate it. Maybe we'll make them big, get them right up into the camera. Alt D this. Maybe rotate it. Kelly, what's up? Good to see you. All right. There we go. We got some of this. Okay, there we go. We got some foreground elements. Got some nice ground texture going on. We got the sides going on. Let's save. Ugh. Okay. Let's see. We'll add. Let's do the. Now we just need to figure out. Figure out what goes in here. But I'm going to. This thing is just kind of floating. Can't even tell, but it is. It's just floating there. Maybe we could add in some wires, and then we'll fix these pillars because they all are repeating, and we can definitely fix that pretty easily. We'll hit save. Let's make sure that all our stuff is organized. We got our sun. That's the ground. What is this? We'll put this in its own thing called slabs because that's in the front. We'll put this all in the pillars. Pillars collection. This goes into the pillars. Honestly, we could probably just erase this pillar. We're not going to use it. We got Suzanne. We got the stairs. Prop main. Yeah, we could put this in the pillars as well. Pillars. There we go. Main. We'll call this ground. Great. All right, let's add in this bag of pipe add-on to see if we can use it on stream, because add-ons always cause me trouble on stream. So we'll do bag of pipe. There it is. Scatter from previous bag of pipe and blah blah blah. Enable blah blah blah. Get bag of pipe assets. How to use bag of pipe. Bag of pipe is a collection of tree nodes made with geometry nodes or modifier presets, depending on the tool you choose, listed below. After selecting your object, press J key. You can choose a modifier in the pipe menu, scatter, boolean, or displace. Then access bag of pipe panel in the N key, and that's where all the parameters are organized. So momentarily, I'm going to go into a different scene. Brand spanking new. And we're gonna do the thing it said. You hit J. Oh, so many things. I should have learned this outside. Scatter? No objects to scatter. Displace? Is this what I want? Oh, that's cool. The form. Ferd, have you used this add-on? How do you do pipes? I want pipes. Oh, this is pretty cool though. Ivy? Ooh, that was fast. What? This is great. Already great for me. Okay, so Ivy's pretty cool. Alright, let's erase everything else. Alright, let's figure out if we can figure out pipes. Didn't you use Cableator and some such? Yeah, I did, but I didn't like it. I'm very particular with add-ons. It crashed on that stream, and it caused a bunch of issues. Beam wires. Okay, we got beams, so that's cool. Alright, that's cool, that's cool. What else do we have here? Pipes! There it is. Ah, yes. This is how you do it. This seems pretty cool, though. This seems pretty cool. Do we have cables, or is it just pipes? Pipes, bricks. Oh, we got handrails too. What is this? Oh, this is so neat. I like it. I'm being won over live. Delete hierarchy. All right, let's see what else we could do. We do pipes that's connected to it. Brick wall, floor. Nice. I assume it's over here. We can make it big. Oh, neat, neat, neat. What else we got here? What else we got here? Jazz, the union, scatter. I like the ivy. Ivy's pretty interesting. Let's do this again with ivy. Hold on. I might add ivy to the scene now that this is here. Alright, so let's touch on the ivy here. What else can I change about the ivy? Ivy target, Ivy asset. I think Curtis Holt's Bygen does similar stuff too. It does. It does. A lot of these add-ons end up being similar. We're all just trying to do the same thing. Funny enough. But this is great. And I say great because I'm pretty sure it's using it's using what's it called? I assume it's using geometry nodes, right? Yes. Which works so good sometimes. Okay, so we got random position, we got Ivy. This is pretty cool. Can I immediately change the leaves? So the leaves are coming from the Ivy asset right here. So let's see what that looks like. Where is it? Ivy assets. That's this asset here. And if I look at it, I do it here. Jiraj, hey guys. Oh, I think we're gonna go. We're gonna go back into our normal scene, and we're gonna do it. So let me erase my scene and go to the other scene. Boom. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. There we go. All right, let's fix this light. There we go. Maybe we could make it a little lighter. Doesn't have to be killer, but it can come in just hot enough. Something like that. All right. Do we have bloom on? We do. Jiraj, she says, "How are you guys doing? Doing well. Doing well. All the stream stuff is going well. We're about done. We're doing some final hour polishing right now. But yeah, doing good." All right. Okay, let's see. Let's do a couple things here. We're gonna hit save. Since I'm pretty set with these pillars, we're going to do a couple things here. We're going to apply the modifier. You can't apply the modifier if it's multi-use. So let's do this. Okay, now we can apply the modifier. Oopsies. Apply. And then I'm gonna go here, and I'm going to go into this mode, into edit mode, and separate by loose parts. That should separate all my parts into individual pillars. Doing the same for the left side. I will hit apply, and then go to edit mode, select all, and by loose parts. There it is. But doing well, Jiraj, doing well. Here, hanging, making the art, feeling good. Alright, so I'm going to I'm gonna fix all these origin points by selecting, hitting right click, Or no, or is it set origin to volume? There it is. That fixes all the origins for my pillars here. We'll do the same over here. Right click, set to volumes. Okay, so now I can rotate these guys. And they don't look the same. So we're gonna rotate that one. We're gonna rotate this one. We're gonna rotate this one. Maybe it's a little dirtier up here. You can't really see them, but I'll just rotate them just in case. Once we start lighting them, it'll matter. There it is. We got these rotated. Maybe one's broken? No? That'd be cool. Maybe we could add some, like the light, ooh, leaning to the side. Would that be cool? Maybe the one in the back here, or this one here. Actually, let me select two in the back. This one and this one. We'll do by active element. Okay, good. And we'll rotate it. I like adding this. It's pretty cool. Maybe we could do something like this. Kind of gives it a little bit more interest. Like if they're all rotated and like if they're all crumbling. Not crumbling, but you know. Definitely adds to it a little bit. Makes it a little bit more interesting. Kind of sets my frame up a little better too. I don't know. Maybe that's good. Not sure. I think it adds to it though. I think it's pretty cool. We can always change it back. Easy peasy. Alright. So we got that. That. What was I doing next? We got the rocks. We got the pillars. We got the lights. Let me also... I forget to do this. The color management over here. If we do something like high contrast or none. We'll do none for now. We can make it filmic standard. There we go. Low contrast. High contrast. High contrast is ridiculously high contrast. Which could work. Let's actually do a couple test renders right now. We'll do high contrast. And then we'll do medium contrast. And we'll look at them. Oh wait, do they look exactly the same? Alright, let's try this again. Slot 1, none. Alright, slot 2, high contrast. Oh, that's right. I forgot. This color management only works. It applies it also to the render. Whatever the thing is. So if I change this to none, this window would still be... Yeah, it'll change. Okay. I wish I could change it while we look at it, but I'll have to do it like this. Let's toggle this window. Let's do this. Let's bring this window in. Something like this. Alright, let's do home. Zoom in. There we go. Okay. Now we could go high contrast, none. What do y'all think? Jiraj, Ferd. We got none. We got high contrast. We got medium contrast. We got none. Medium contrast and none are the same. basically. High contrast and none. Very high contrast and none. You know what I'm saying? High contrast looks pretty cool. Looks juicy. Looks juicy. Alright, for right now, we will do none. But I think I'll end up doing the high contrast. Yeah, I like high contrast too. Yep. So yeah, I think I'll do high contrast, but for right now we'll keep it on none, but we know that that's there. Just so I can mess around with, gives it more punch. I agree. We'll save this. We'll go to high contrast. Let me look at this and think about what I want to add now. Alright, floating monkey head. Alright, let's see if we can make this foreground a little bit more foggy. Let's go to the world. Let's go over here. The fog is this pink color. If we make it go away, let's see what that looks like. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, the pink in the color is definitely good. So let's go back to the pink, but if we saturate it, or put the vibrance up, I should say. So what it ends up looking like. You know? But I think what's really affecting this is the background. So if this was at 0, right, like we had no background, like it's just dark, and then we brought this to dark. Where's that lighting coming from? Oh, it's coming from the light, obviously. So if we took off the lights, put this one on. All right, let me go back for a second. Okay, we're back. This light, this sun, if we took it off, it takes away all the little details, and then it looks like one of those foggy little renders. Oh, we forgot to put it off of the, here we go, the sun. There we go. Alright. Yeah, it just looks all foggy. The details are good. Let's bring it back. What if the sun is a different color? Okay, it definitely adds a little bit more panache to it. The red color looks pretty cool. Alright. Alright, I guess we could place it with some lighting now. So let's go to the area that we named area.000 because we're going to duplicate this. What if we duplicated it and it went down the Y? Alright, so instead of that one, we have this one. Nope. No, I think it's good how it is. I think this is good. This is good. Maybe I'm fiddling too much here. We're gonna erase that. Okay. Let me render it. See what we could do here. All right. Let's look at what this looks like without the shine. Let's go to objects. So right now it's at emissions 0. What if it was nothing? No emissions. Be dark. Pretty cool. Oh, I got sidetracked, guys. Oh my god, I got sidetracked. I I I forgot what I was doing. I was gonna add some stuff. God dang. Okay, so by stuff I mean, let's see what putting in some ivy on these pillars look like. The bag of pipe, guys. I forgot about this. Let's put ivy on it. Did ivy even generate on it? What the hell? Can I add ivy on it? It doesn't look like ivy was added at all. Oh, and now I have issues, huh? It was working fine before, and now it's all being silly. Really? You see, this is what I'm saying. With these add-ons, when I do them live, they mess up on me. I'm not blaming the add-on. I just don't know what the heck is happening here. Alright, if I did the pipes, can I draw the pipes? I can't do the pipes. Execute, blah, blah, blah. Alright, let's do this. Let's save. Let's remove the bag of pipes. Let's do this. Let's close, reopen, open up, go back to our normal here. Okay. Let's add in the add-on again. Maybe I messed it up somehow. Desktop, bag of pipes, on. Okay, okay. Okay, we'll hit J now, right? Okay, cool. We'll hit J on this one and hit Ivy. And where is it? Is it maybe my stuff isn't applied here? So let's undo this. Let's select all my pillars because I forgot to do this. And we're gonna save. We're gonna apply the scale on all these. Apply the scale. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. Alright, so when I go into another scene, right? We'll call this main. Okay. When I make a new scene and I make this and I hit J and I hit Ivy, it no longer is created. It no longer works. It was working fine. It was working fine. Just like a few seconds ago, man. What's happening now? This is why I don't like add-ons. What do I do wrong? Does it do the pipes? Or at least it does pipes. Maybe we could do pipes. Just doesn't want to do Ivy anymore. Does it do handrails still? Okay, we still do handrails. Good. Good, good, good. I really was looking forward to that Ivy. I don't understand. Why it's not working. Is there something in the preferences I turned off or on? Okay. So, guess we're not using ivy. We're using the pipes like we originally intended, but I really wish I had the ivy. That's all I have to say. Generate, create ivy. Each vertices generates a new ivy. So interesting that the ivy doesn't work all of a sudden. Okay, let's do pipes. We're gonna hit J. We'll hit pipes. Oh, what? Pipes doesn't work here? Oh, I need an object. Let's do this object. Now let's do pipes. Oh my goodness. This does not work. Blah blah blah. Execute context curve object. View layer does not contain object bag of pipes. .003. What? I was just using pipes in the other one. Is there something happening here? I have all my settings correct, right? Like this is happening, right? What am I doing wrong here? Remove. Install. Bag of pipes. J. Pipes. Alright, let me fix this. What I think it is, we're going to try it one more time. And let me fix what I think it is. So give me 1 second, guys. I use a Blender Launcher. And I think that could be affecting it. So let's go to Programs, the Blender Foundation. I'm using 3.12 stable, correct? 3.1, we'll do scripts, startup. Add-ons. Let me do this. If not, we're giving up. Copy. We'll go in here. We'll paste it. Hit continue. Okay. That's what I'm using. Good. We'll go here. We'll go to preferences. We'll close. We'll save. We'll open. We'll go here. Let this load for a second. There we go. We'll go to preferences. We have the bagpie modifier. Click on that. Okay. And then if I click on this, hit J, and go to pipes, I can draw. Beautiful. Okay. Does that mean that Ivy works now? Ivy works! Woo! Okay. Okay. Alright, so let's continue on with our life. And figure out if we can add in some cool ivies along these like pillars that are all correct, right? Scaled correctly, rotated. Okay. And we can add the ivies. And it seems to only add it on one side, which I find very interesting. But this could add in some interesting look. Let's add it on a couple of these. Ivy. Interesting how it picks it, but I love it. This is looking kind of cool. Maybe it should only be on one of them, like it's grown from. Alright, let's add it onto all of them. Bag of pie, ivy. Bag of pie, ivy. This is probably making the scene super heavy, but let's go for it. Alright, let's add it to this one. This one, the one you can definitely see. Oh no, that's not what I want. Oh, what? Why is it connecting? Why is it doing this? Are there like extra vertices here? Let me go into this. Does it connect it because it's close? What? It could be cool. Maybe that could be cool. Alright, does it connect across from this one too? Nope, it doesn't. So we'll just keep adding these ivies onto different ones. I wonder on why that one in particular does that. It's kind of weird, and we'll add it all the way to the back. Oh, or is it this object here that we're doing? Oh, I can't select the object anymore. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so I'm learning this add-on as I go. And what's happening here is it looks like this bag of pie is being controlled by an empty it creates. So let's start over. Let's save. And let's add it. Let's add, let's do a J and do, actually, can I do it on multiple objects at the same time? Let's do that. Let's select multiple objects here and then hit J, Ivy. That's cool. And then if I move this, that's where it creates the ivy. And if I stretch out on the Y, yes, this is cool. This add-on's amazing. It does stretch it out though, so let me just make it bigger. That's pretty cool. Okay, and then we can hit G. We definitely want some in the front here. Don't know if it looks great, but it's fun to play with this add-on. This is great. Okay, and then J, Ivy. There we go. That should have added a second controller, and I can control this. Alright. So let's control this one. Makes it look like a jungle. Which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so now, instead of doing it just on one side and then the other, let's do it on all sides. Let's see if we can control the connection between the left and the right. Let's see. Alright, J, Ivy. Alright. cool. We can make this bigger. Nope. Let's figure out if we can control the ivy connection. We got some pretty simple options here. Let's see, radius. It's pretty cool. Height. That is pretty cool. It just gets really dense. Alright. We got the loop. Are there vertices that are floating here? I think that's what my issue is. If these are being connected by vertices, this could look cool in the back, like to break up the back part. Let's see. If we render that, definitely looks interesting there. I kind of like it. Kinda. Interesting. Okay. What's interesting is the connection between them. I don't think they all have vertices just there, right? Okay. All right. Let's delete the hierarchy. Oh. Let's delete this hierarchy. There we go. Okay. So, before we get to that, we may just pick certain pillars to add in the ivy. What if we added ivy on the ground? One last thing. One last try. Ivy on the ground. That's cool. So if we select the ivy now, we can add density. Nope. 200? 100. Can you tell on the ground that it's broken up? Yeah. Alright. Alright, and then the amount, right? Random position. Nope. It's a very interesting, this radius, it's like radiating or something, I don't know. High loop resolutions. This is cool. I love this. It's a good add-on once you get it working. Once I got it working. Alright, there we go. I think it looks pretty good here. Like if I hit F12. You know, it does cut it up a little bit, add some some visual noise that could be good into this particular scene here. Okay, so for right now, I keep putting it and erasing it. I don't know, it's because I keep changing my mind. But all right, let's try pipes. So we are gonna add ivy. Let's add pipes. And the way that they did that was J pipes. And if I added a pipe like this, this is looking bad. I'm not understanding how these pipes work. Can we do it from the back? do cursor. Alright, great. Let's move this cursor back, and then we can start being a little bit more precise here. So let me get out of this edit mode. Let me take away bag of pipe, delete hierarchy. I want to put the cursor right on the back here. Alright, now let's try adding some pipes. This may not be good. I may be wasting my time, but we're going to try. And instead of that, we'll do a cursor. Instead of surface. And it still does some wanky stuff. Some wonky stuff here. Like, we'll fix it, but like, I wish I could figure out how to do it without needing to fix it here. Oh, I guess going to the ground helps. Kinda. I mean, some of these work out well. Like, if I go into the bag of pipe, can I control? I can. Curve or poly. We do the radius a lot smaller. Precision. Interesting. Resolution, bevel. Probability. Radius. Alright. Can I add pipes? I mean, we can add cool pipes like this. Can't even see them in the render, but they're there. Alright, these pipes seem to be working a little better. Alright, let's see if I can fix some of these pipes. They're so crazy. Alright, let's go bag of pipe and let's make them thinner. And once again, this may not be good. We may just be dilly-dallying here. Let's delete this. I actually don't understand how these work. These are being made in such an interesting way. Alright, what are we at? 2 hours and 52 minutes. I may skip out the pipes. And just go with the ivy, which is something I didn't expect. Like, if we put ivy on this, would that look good? Oh, it also looks like the controller appears where the cursor's at, so that's pretty cool. Okay, I get it now. Alright, so if I do the same thing here. So let's go back. Let's select these two items, put the cursor in the center, put an ivy on there. It cuts that center. So let's do this. Cursor there. We'll do generate ivy. Same thing here. We'll generate ivy. Alright, and then the back post, maybe I'll add ivy to these so we can cut up that background. Oh, you can't even tell. Oh no, let me put that there. Okay, now we can do this. And that's why these are connected. These may be a little much. Let's just add them everywhere and then we'll erase the ones that we don't like. So let's do this. I'm gonna select all of these. Oops. I'm gonna select these 4 pillars. Oops, these 4 pillars. Oops, these 4 pillars. Not duplicate them. We'll put the cursor to the selected, and then we'll do the ivy. Oh, now my ivy don't work. Too many ivies. Okay, let's go back. Let's take them away from these rocks. Let's save. And let's start finishing this guy up. We're done playing around. There we go. We'll do the same on the other side. But it does this connection thing that I don't like. Can I just duplicate this? Nope. All right, so can we? Why do they connect? I wish I would know. Ivy. I just don't like them connecting up in front here. It's like I can't control that. Unless, let's do this. Let's go undo, undo, undo. Oh, see, I can see I can add a target. Like if I separated this would go away. Is it purely distance? Is that what it is? Alright, I'm like fighting this thing. I like how it looks here on the left. I think I'm gonna have to do individual ones on the right. Let's see. Alright. I could do it on these 4, I think. Great. How big is this guy? We'll just match the size. 1.860. Okay. We got that. The only issue I have is that this guy, if I add in an ivy, it will add in the front one. And that sucks. Can I move it this? Cursor to selected. Add an ivy. Oh my god. Is there any way to make this not add in the ivy across the way? Oh my god. It's like so annoying. Alright. Can we add an ivy to the ground without it being a mess? We can. Okay. Alright, can we rotate this so we have a different look here? Is there a weight paint option? I doubt it. I don't think that's how this works. I don't think that's how this ivy thing works. This is definitely working with some, I assume, geometry nodes type of stuff here. Here it is. Let's go to geometry nodes. I don't want to get too deep into this because it's definitely not using any sort of weight painting. And there's no option for it on the right either on the bagpipe tool. There's just like these tools. I tried setting all of them and for some reason it doesn't allow me to do it on this one because it'll connect it or something. It connects it everywhere else, which is kind of cool, but you know, should I even do the top here? Can I do that one? Let's see. I mean, geonodes do not necessarily exclude weight painting. Oh no, yeah, Jiraj. I always want to preface by saying that geonodes can do just about everything. The issue is that this is an add-on. I've been streaming for 3 hours, and I don't know how this add-on in geometry nodes works. So no, yes, Jiraj. Geonodes is the world's savior and can do everything. But as far as how this works when it comes to like the way that it's putting in the geometry of that, I don't think it's using weight paints. But I'm not saying that you can't adjust it and spend 15 hours figuring out how to do the weight paint stuff on it. Because like, look at this whole tree. I'd have to sit here for a while to figure out how to even do that. And these projects aren't made to, or I don't do these projects to spend more than a few hours on them. But it's good. We'll deal. Yeah. Sometimes, and this happens in the programming world, sometimes you're like, oh man, there must be an easier way to program all this. And then you spend 25 hours on doing the program, and it would have taken you less time to just do it the normal way. And then of course the argument is like, well, now you have it for later. And that's true, but the way I think about it is like having something surprise you where it's like, oh hey, you know what you were going to do with your day today? Well, cut out 15 hours of it. Yeah, it's very easy to dive deep. This is why in the live stream you constantly hear me saying, no, we gotta move on, we gotta move on, we gotta move on. Because if not, you'll just sit here doodling away forever and not come up with anything. You just have to let it. Well, for my particular project, for this particular live stream, for this particular stuff, I just gotta let it go and move forward, cause it's gonna kill me. What I can do is, instead of keeping this adjustable, I could apply it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new version. So I'm going to save a copy. We'll call it V1. And then I'm going to apply these modifiers. So let's say apply. It didn't work out the way I wanted to. Convert to mesh. And then it goes away. Well, looky that. It disappears when I apply it. That's super unfortunate. Yeah, from University, it's super hard to let go of an idea when I'm firmly set on believing it could be done, and therefore I need to prove myself I could do it. For sure. And that's the best way to learn, and that's the best way to get into stuff. But if you take that habit over to client work, if you take that habit over to, when you have a deadline, then it's just everybody waiting on you to finish something, to prove to yourself or whatever. But yes, for sure. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it's easy to get. Oh, here it is. Apply modifier. It's easy to let that habit dictate your projects that have deadlines and stuff. Oh, look. Oh, wow. And it doesn't come back? Wow. Good thing I made another version. Look at that. All right, let's make another copy. Let's do V2. We're just going to have a couple versions up here. Okay. It looks like I can't just apply it, even though in the modifier it has it so I can apply all related modifiers, but it goes away. It just doesn't make any sense. So see, in this situation, for my particular deadline, honestly, to any work, sometimes you just need to let go and maybe revisit later. And sometimes, yeah, 100% agree. And sometimes you're not revisiting later. You're just going to have to let it go and ship it out. That's why, there are bugs and stuff in video games that just have to get let in, or else the game never gets finished. There's, things that just have to be submitted, and it hurts your feelings because for you artistically, it's not to its ultimate ability or whatever. I mean, sometimes you gotta let go. So my deadline is this stream, right? And right now, what's bothering me is that I can't add in the, because if you don't let go, you may very well be in a stressful situation. And I want to emphasize, Draj, 100%. My whole thing is that you'll end up in a stressful situation that has some sort of monetary, like your client or people's feelings are on the line. People's money is on the line. People's, everything is on the line. When it involves just you on your personal project, then yeah, let it go or whatever. But when you're a part of a system, those habits can get to you. You know what I mean? So right now, what's bothering me about this particular shot, I have to let go, and that's that this right guy is not gonna get any sort of IV. I have to do other stuff, and I gotta move forward. I mean, if I try it one more time, yeah, it adds the IV all in between. It's not good. You know, so we're just gonna have to let it go. Maybe to maybe what I could do is I could get this pillar and add it to this pillar. Let's see. Let's combine them. Okay, I got it to work. And the way I got it to work is that I just made these two pillars part of one, and now it added. Very clutch for me right there. I'm not going to be picky. It's on there now. For the most part. It could be definitely be art directed a bit better, but there we go. We're done. We're done. We're done with that. Okay. So for this sun, so let's save that. Alright, I'm messing with the angle because I like the bottom half to be darker. I may do that in post, but we could probably change it like this. So right now, 11 is the number it's at. Maybe we can put it to 180. Oh, excuse me. And that's better. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good there. Let's see this area light. I think the area light's good where it's at. Maybe it just needs to be weaker. 50. There we go. Alright. Now let's add in my stereotypical malarkey derivative stuff of adding a little person somewhere. And then maybe adding in an entity in the middle here. So let's put the cursor to the selected. And let's figure out what we can put in the middle. Do I have... That's right, I always have an object. Let me make a thing here. We'll call it people. Okay, and then we're gonna append those assets. Well, George, I hope whatever you're dealing with now gets better. I hope you go through and do it well, and people are appreciated and stuff. Okay, KitOps does all objects. We're gonna select all objects except the plane. I'm gonna put them in there. But it put in the plane anyway. Thanks a lot, Mikey. It's hard, I get it. I wish I had somebody more in the levitating position where they're like floating in the air. That'd be cool. Because none of these guys cut it. Let's see what this looks like. Right here. Put it down. All these people standing in line. Alright. That looks kind of provocative. Sorta. So yeah, he's a candidate. Let's see who else is a candidate here. This guy could be a candidate too. Maybe. We'll see. He looks like a firefighter. He is a firefighter. Off topic, I'm curious if you have experience with Rigify add-on. I very little. I don't use rigs very often. It's something I've been wanting to get into though. Definitely something I've been wanting to get into. Cause I dabbled with it and couldn't get it to work. Yeah. I've used it and it's like worked, but like I said, I don't have oopsies. Cursor selected. Selection cursor. Yeah, I have not used it. I couldn't give you any advice on it. If need be. I couldn't. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This guy looks like a double businessman. Alright, let's do a render, see what this ends up looking like. Let's add his texture to be darker, so just in case he can't get any darker here. What a bunch of textures. Alright, let's get any emissions and put it black. There we go. Then he could be as dark as possible. Like I said, I wish I had something a little bit more provocative here than some guy holding up like boxes. But I'm gonna have to get over it. Alright, let's see. Maybe we'll have to... Maybe we could put in some people here. This maybe be a commentary on business suit man. Alright, let's see where the other guy's at. Alright, let's make this unselectable for now so I can select through it and select our man here. Put him in the characters. Take away the persons. We'll erase this one. Oh, this one. We'll put his material on material. There we go. That could be provocative. Don't know what it could be, don't know what it could mean, but that could be something. I wish I had, you know what I need? I'm gonna go to MetaHuman. I'm gonna do the MetaHuman thing, and I'm gonna export some people. Eventually, I'll export some people So then I always have more provocative characters to put into these scenes. Because these are okay. These are fine. Alright, so let's see about... I like this one better. But we can add in this guy down here. So let's put selection to cursor, shrink him down. Maybe this is not good. Maybe we won't do it. We'll just keep it. We'll keep it the same. Maybe we won't add in a second character here. Alright, let me look at the camera. Alright, the point of interest are crossing, okay. Alright, if we lined him up, he'll be like better right here. There it is. Okay. I don't know about the little guy down there, but it'll be fine. Because it's 3 hours and 20 minutes. We got to get this done. We got to get this over. I wanted it to be 2 hours. I always spend this much time. I wanted to cut it down. So let's add in my stereotypical, my totally basic, my repeated, derivative, overly used camera move. So let's go to the beginning. Let's put some keyframes down. We'll hit I. Also, let me do one last thing. Let me erase all these people. Delete hierarchy. Let me save. Looks awesome. Thanks, Jiraj. I appreciate it. I'm over here doubting myself all the time. I'm gonna apply that, and I'm gonna do clean up some images. There we go. Some rocks. I would suggest one quick thing to try at the finish. Yeah, tell me now while I do the final touches that I'm gonna do. What do you think it needs? Hopefully it's not something that will it's gonna take me longer than 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Please. But still say it. Alright, so scaling the top of the stairs down. Their width at the top smaller. So also it gets smaller nearing the top like a triangle in edit mode with proportional editing. Okay, I get you. I'm not gonna do it in edit mode. That's not how I'm gonna do it. I think he means taper. Enar, thank you for chatting here. I'm not gonna use taper. I am gonna use Uh, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we will use taper. Let me All right. So before I get into that, you're right. You're right. To insinuate foreshortening, I can agree to that. Yeah. Maybe it needs also like a thing, so maybe it's not floating. Okay. All right. There's a couple things. Okay, I'm at 3 hours and 23 minutes. Let me add in the camera stuff and all that, and then I will I'll do that taper, and then see about adding the back. I see what you're saying, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it now. So let me save. Let me add my camera stuff, which will be, oh yeah. So here, um, there's a couple interesting things I want to try real quick. We're gonna put the cursor to selected. We're gonna make it empty, and the empty is going to be a sphere. We're gonna make it smaller. We're gonna put this empty into the utilities folder. We'll call this camera control. No, we'll do camera focus. And we'll put that there. We'll get to the camera. We'll make sure that depth of field is on, and we put cam focus on there. And then we can definitely add in that blur that gets in there, just a little bit maybe. And then another thing we can do is in the camera setting, I'm going to add a constraint. We'll do a damp track. We'll do it to the cam focus. It's obviously not going to work correctly the first time until I figure out the right one here. There it is, -Z. We got cam focus. Now we can look all around, and maybe we could do some zoom ins where we go in and we like zoom in and we're like, I just wanted to add that right now, just so I could you know, like, so on the Z, I'm gonna copy the same Z as this one, so we know that this is the original look or whatever. Is it the original look? Oh, I could take off the constraint if I need to. Hold on. Alright, the original looks a little to the left. Alright, so let's move that a little to the left. Just a smidge. Oh, okay. So it's just 0, 0. Okay. Okay. We got the original look. We got the camera focus, both for the depth of field and what it's looking at. So maybe I could do something interesting where I zoom in on the thing. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my graph editor and add in all my basic, super simple, easy malarkey I do for this camera shake or move, I should say. We'll add in a noise. Obviously, that looks dumb. We'll scale this out much bigger. We'll make sure to restrict the frames, and the frames are going to be from 0 to 600. That's usually what I do it in, and it takes 100 frames to blend in and out. Alright, this may need to be bigger. Or lower in strength, I should say. We just need it to be real subtle. The flickering is part of the rendering thing. Don't worry about that. So this one's going to be a little bit more subtle. I like this. I just got to make sure I put the offset off when I copy it to the rest of them. So I'm hitting save. Okay, we're gonna copy these onto the rest of them. So, but I gotta make sure that this, is offset by, like, let's say 100, maybe 200. And then on the Z we paste, and this is also offset by 400. Okay. Alright, super subtle movement. Good stuff. While it moves, let's see this without the flickering. We're going to look at it in this view. There we go. Okay, and then we'll get the camera focus. Maybe we'll also add it to the camera focus too. Alright, so if we go to the camera focus, the pull. It's 50 millimeters, alright. Save again. I don't think I'm going to move the camera. I mean, I don't think I'm going to make it zoom in. I think it's a little cheesy now that I'm thinking about it. Like if it goes up and it like zooms in or something, you know. I think that's kind of cool, but not really. Okay, we'll leave it as is. Keep the camera focus, blah blah blah. It moves and it loops all the way through. So the camera loops. Perfect. Okay, we'll hit save. Okay, now let's do ooh, excuse me. Now let's do that taper thing. I'm gonna save and I'm going to duplicate the stairs. Shift D, just so I can always go back just in case. We'll make that invisible. And we're going to go to edit mode. We're going to select cursor to selected. Go to edit mode and let's see some different tools we can use. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to put the cursor back here, so let's do that. I'm gonna isolate this on this end so I can see it. And I'm going to select one of the points here, like maybe this point that feels like it's in the center. Put the cursor there. I'm gonna hit the period key, go to the 3D cursor, go to edit mode, select all, and then we're going to do proportional editing. We're gonna look at it from the top. And we're gonna scale it down. Oh, we're not gonna select everything. Connect it only. Oh, am I doing this wrong? Hold on. Right there. Okay. I think you should double the amount of steps as well. They look slightly too large with the figure. More steps might give the focal object a greater sense of size. Okay, we'll do that too. Maybe we'll just shrink the stairs and make them much bigger. Let's do like a linear. Yeah, these steps are looking funky though. Once they're stretched out. Kind of gives it a neat look though. Kind of like rounds it out and stuff. All right, so let's do it that way first. That's what I was doing originally too. So what I was doing is I was getting the array, and I still have the array. I'm glad I didn't delete it. So let me right click there, and then I had these steps, and then I added the steps like this. There we go. We tripled the amount of stairs. We're gonna bring this up so it's right on the ground, and then we'll shrink it. There we go. Let's see what this looks like home. Maybe we'll, oop, let's take off that. It's good. I hate that I could see kind of like a repeating pattern, but that's we'll have to do for now. We'll have to deal. This is why doing this extra things starts to add in time, and then you're 15 hours into something. Okay, so I like this. I'll make it so it encompasses the character, and I can see the character in the backdrop there. There's more steps. I think if it's too thin, it doesn't look as good. I don't know. Maybe thin looks good. I'm not sure. Okay, so let me add in the thing I was talking about earlier, where we need some like a pillar. So let me get this pillar, this beam. I'm gonna duplicate it, take off the array, and then shrink it. Well, actually, put the cursor to the white one looked better to me. All right, I thought so too. So we're gonna do cursor to selected. We're gonna put the set origin to 3D cursor. We're gonna shrink it down. We're gonna do this. I'm just gonna add this guy to the end here. Put it here. You're not going to be able to see this too well, and that's the whole point. So I'm also going to rotate this on the X90. Uh, 180. 180. We're going to rotate it on the Z90. Okay, great. We're going to bring it down. There we go. We're gonna look at it from the front here. We're gonna bring it in. There we go. And then we're gonna scale it. I don't know, just so it looks like there's some sort of thing going on. You really can't tell, it's fine. So let's make these wider, because I thought they look wider as good wider. They look better wider as well. So, and let's make this wide. We'll have it match up here. There we go. There we go. We'll hit save. And we're gonna have to call it, guys. This is it. This is whatever mistake you see, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Also, thank you, Enar, for the suggestions. I definitely took them. Made the stairs wider. And I doubled the stairs. I didn't taper them because I was gonna cause a whole different series of steps that I just don't have time for. But we're here. We're here. We did it. I'm fine with how it turned out. I think it looks interesting. Yeah, that helped remove the tangent as well. Really nice work. Thanks for sharing. Very inspiring. No problem, Enar. Oh, I guess I'm gonna do one last thing, and that is I'm going to one last thing, and we're done. This is 5 minutes. I'm going to... Where's our focal length here? Not a focal length, our main thing, our prop. Here it is. Okay, we're going to vary the brightness of this thing. It goes from 0.02 So I'm going to do a map range to make this easier to animate. So converter map range, and the range is gonna go from 0 to 1, and this is gonna go 0 to, what's it look like? 0.03. Probably 0.03 being the highest, so let's put this back down to 0.02. Okay, and then we'll put this to the max 0.03. So then I'm gonna go and put this in here. Nothing should change. It should look relatively the same. And then I can animate this going up and down. Alright, so let's look at it at its brightest. So here it is at the brightest. Great. And then let's see it at its not brightest. Okay, cool. I think what I want to do is it always have a little bit of brightness. So the minimum is going to be 0.005. Okay, maybe 0.01. Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. It's right here. 0.005. There it is. So this will be the minimum. Let's see what the minimum is. See what that looks like. I'm gonna add in some more. I mean, I guess it looks fine, but I'm gonna add in some more samples. Let me add in some samples here. I've never changed these samples. This is crazy on Eevee. I've always had it at 64. Let's see if that gets rid of some of it. All right. Or should it be actually 0.2 to 0.5? Right. So then it goes from like. Oh no, sorry. 0.02 to 0.05. There we go. It's gonna be a very subtle shift. Let me put it at 0. And let's see what that looks like. And we'll take down the... Because now I'm concerned about render times. Okay, this looks fine. Okay, so that's this is at 0.0. What I have it? This is at 0.02. Let's put slot 2. And this is at 0.05. And that's when I'm gonna have it fluctuate between. But we'll see what it looks like. It doesn't even look different. Nothing's even changing. Okay, let's put it up higher. Why is this not working the way I think it should? Oh, okay. I messed up, guys. Again, these map ranges always mess me up. Okay, let's try this again. So this is at max. We're almost done. We're almost done. This is at max. Okay, great. And then we're gonna look at it at minimum. All right, and the difference is, yes, some of that vibrance is coming in back and forth. And I'll have it just slightly fluctuate between these two. Just subtly. It's going to be super slow. You're not going to even be able to tell. Alright, good. Alright, so we're clamping it. We're good. We'll put in a... oops, let me not put it there. I'm going to put it at the beginning. Clamp. We'll put in a timeline, a keyframe. We'll go to the graph editor, glass, default, and we'll paste in that noise we had. And that should fluctuate between those numbers. I'm going to check out the numbers right now. Let's see. It actually goes higher. It goes to 0.8. It goes to negative though, so it turns off at some point. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't turn off, but it goes to the lowest quality. Okay, not the lowest quality, the lowest brightness. And then it goes up. It looks like it goes to 0.5 at the highest. I think that's fine. Oh man, it goes to 0.1 at some point. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see how bright this is. Yeah, I guess that's fine. This should work out fine. I can't really tell super difference on the left side, but it will be a fluctuating color. I'll render this out, put it on my Patreon. You can download the project files. You'll see it on the Instagram. I'll post it on a post on the YouTube community page. But this is it. We're done here. Let me get rid of a lot of this stuff. Let's get rid of the lower third stuff right here. I'm just setting up the project for thing now. Cool. And then, you know, for funsies, look what we could do just by changing the fog color once this saves. Alright, and just by changing the fog color, we could change this into a whole different slew of colors. They all have to be adjusted kind of manually so we can make them work, but they're fun. This yellow one just blows out though. Like, maybe we should put this to 1, right? Oh no, it blows. It doesn't only blows out if we put it to 1 there. That's fun. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of colors we can try out, which would be cool. We can even do it this way too. Let's see. As I'm spending even more time doing this, we could do this mix RGB. We put this on the factor. Let's copy the same colors here. So copy, paste. Because it honestly doesn't have to be. It shouldn't be. It doesn't have to be a color ramp. Okay, and then we can. This shouldn't change anything. There you go. All right. And then we could really pick like some different colors here. Like we got green. All right, and then we got like the front color, right? It would be like a blue color. You know, that's a pretty cool color combination. Let's put clamp on. Clamp really doesn't do much. You know, the red, the fire. You know, put the blue in the front, red in the back. You know, we can lower. To make this kind of like its own thing here, let me just do this. Okay. All right. So now we can change some color, some more values here without being destructive. Cause like yeah, with like the value of 1, this yellow and blue, not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. Purple, green. You know, I'm gonna flip through these colors. Tell me what you guys like here, guys. Do we have some yellow? We got some blue. Look at that blue. We can change the main color to be pink and maybe the outside color to be a little brighter there. We can make it much more saturated. You know, it could just be dark. to 1. We could do the saturation. The vibrance could be much more vibrant. These cotton candy colors, you know. I think the yellow ones with the blue look really good. Let me go back to it. Like this. It's not bad. It's not bad. And it makes it look kind of green in there. You know what I'm saying? I can lower the value a little bit. Make it a little darker. I think it looks pretty rad, bro. Okay, let me go back to the original color. A lot of them look good. Turquoise as the main, and a darker blue for the outer. Let's see, turquoise. Turquoise is like seafoam green, right? Oh, never mind. That looks nice with the purple. Yeah, this is the. I don't know. I don't know if the delay is happening or something, but this is the original colors. This is the original colors. The ones I was playing with are these. You know, which can look really good and stuff. I think I might render an image of all these. These all look really good. I like them. I like them. I like them a lot. All right, we're gonna go back to the original. I meant the yellow and purple one. Oh, yes, I think so too. This one. Ooh, yeah. Right? That looks great. Maybe one color, just yellow. No, but the yellow being maybe like 0.3. Woo! We'll keep that one as well. But we'll go back to the original. Alright, guys. Here's the original colors. Alright, guys. Thank you for joining me on this stream today. I took the same amount of time I always do. I always want to get this down to 2 hours. I ended up taking 3 hours and 40 minutes. Thank you guys for joining me making this artwork. If you guys like the artwork, you can get the project files on my Patreon. I do a live stream every Tuesday and Thursday. I make an artwork like this. I use different assets. I try to use the fog, use the vibrance, make the things. It's pretty good. I think this one turned out all right. If you see in the beginning, a lot of these models were taken from Quixel Bridge, which is from the Epic store, and they do the Unreal, and then they have like free models. The link is in the description if you want to see those models. If you like this, please like the video. Like I said, I make these every Tuesday and Thursday. Appreciate everybody watching me. Take care. Toodaloo. I'll see you later. Enar, oh, let me thank everybody who's been here. Jiraj, Ferd, thank you for hanging out. Enar, thank you for hanging out. Who else was here? Kelly was here. Our entity was here, but he probably went. They probably went to work. Thank you for writing in the chat. Jiraj, everybody, thank you guys for hanging. Take care. I'll see you guys on the next one, Thursday, 2 days from now. Okay. I'll see you guys. Take care, Ferd. Take care, Jiraj. Take care, Enar.